I walk a lonely road, the only road that I have ever known.
Hello, my little mangoes! This is attempt 2. I did 30 minutes of a video, and then I made a humongous mistake, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to do another take. So this is take 2 of episode 20. So hello, my little mangoes! Welcome to episode 20 of the fanfic. You're either seeing this Saturday or Sunday. I'm not too sure when. I'm recording this on Saturday, and I don't know when it will be posted. But other than that, we're good. Okay. So, let's continue. Burp. I have so many bloopers. I looked at Todoroki and looked at Katsuki. Welp. Looks like we're going. Oh, crap. Okay. Just need to calm my nerves. I wasn't scared for the fact that we were going to have to do test of courage. I was nervous about how these two were going to react towards each other. I try to break the ice by talking to Katsuki. So, Katsuki. What? Did you seriously just say my name and then try to think of a topic right after you said my name? Maybe. I don't know. Midoriya. Yes, Todoroki-kun? I did say thank you after the sports festival, correct? Yes. We don't really hang out much, do we? No, we really don't. But, thank you for being a good friend to Uku. Yes, you started calling him that, didn't you? Why is that? Well, it was kind of a baby name I gave him when we were small, tiny little babies. Since I couldn't say his full name properly. And so I just started calling him Uku. And then I stopped, and I promised I wouldn't call him that again. But then he made me really mad, so now it's what I'm calling him again as punishment. I see. How come you don't have a nickname? That's actually a good question. Katsuki, how come you never did give me a nickname? Never could find one that was fitting enough for you. You were too much in one. And plus, we never really hang out in middle school, so... don't remind me. I never did get him a nickname, did I? Maybe we can call you Midori. Sorry. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Having twins to talk to? Yeah. I understand. You can't really call anyone by their last name because then they think you're talking to either one of them, and then it just gets confusing, and yeah, having twins is not that easy. Yeah. I guess I could get a nickname. Though, I don't know. I did think Midori was actually pretty nice. Midori and Midoriya. I don't mind it. Alright then. Do you want to give me a nickname, or... I don't see how that would be necessary, but I can call you Toto. I wouldn't mind that. Well, as fair game, how come I don't have a nickname? You don't call me anything. Doesn't Uku call you Kachan? That's kind of a nickname. But you don't call me anything. Because nobody calls you your first name. It's already original. Not really. We continued to have this conversation about nicknames for a little bit. Until a big gust of wind came towards us. Crap! I say out loud. Are you alright? Oh, it's nothing. It's just really cold. Why didn't you wear your jacket? I didn't know we were gonna do this, and I wasn't prepared for us to stay out too late at night. I thought we were just gonna go straight to bed, and so I wore some light clothing, which I never get to do. It was pretty hot today, okay? Predictable. Oh, great. Now I'm freezing. It's really not that cold outside, though. I get cold easily. All my warmth in my body is focused in one point and nowhere else. Heh. So I get really cold really fast. Dang it. I wish I brought some of those heating pad things. Those sticker things. Do they even work? A little. Somewhat. Kinda. Can you warm me up, Katsuki? In your dreams. I'll warm you, Midori. Thanks, Toto. Already getting used to the nicknames, like as if it was nothing. What? Todoroki put his left arm around my shoulders. Suddenly, it started to get really nice and warm. Thanks, Toto. That's a lot better. No problem. Katsuki went to the side where I was on, and now it was me in the middle, but now Todoroki and Katsuki switched places. Weird, but okay. Jeez. Katsuki grabbed my hand and yanked me towards him. I kind of almost fell on the ground before Katsuki caught me. If you're that freezing cold, I might as well hug you the whole way we're going. Well, you said you didn't want to bother, so why are you complaining? Todoroki already took care of it. Katsuki almost looked like he was about to explode on the spot when my hand was grabbed again. And then I was yanked back to Todoroki. This went on for a little bit of... What was I, a hot potato? It felt like they were literally playing hot potato with me. Or tug of war. And I was the rope. Oh, come on. You know, guys, I'm not really that cold anymore. I said, as both of them continued to slightly argue as I got pulled back and forth, back and forth. Oh, I'm gonna puke. Back and forth. When suddenly, a head popped out of nowhere. Well, that's convenient. Huh? It made all three of us stop in our tracks, look at the head, and then just go back to our normal positions. Ah, the floor, the sweet, sweet floor. You're not shaking anymore, thank you. Goodness gracious. You know what? How about I establish a rule? 5 inches away from all of us. Just 5 inches between all of us, at least. At least 5 inches. I would prefer a whole foot, but out of what I've just experienced, at least 5 inches, people. At least. I look between the both of them. Todoroki-kun seems to be holding in a laugh, while Katsuki just scoffs and looks away. Alright, we should probably keep going. We kept going for a little bit when suddenly... Ragdoll? One of the pussycats jumped up at us and started telling us that we had to go back the other way and exit because some unforeseen stuff was happening and basically we had to get out and take anyone else that we could with us. As she said that, something weird started to happen to the air. Wait, is that... Oh, crap. Katsuki, Todoroki? I looked at both of them. Cover your mouths now! Huh? I quickly slapped my hand on my mouth as I looked to the ground. I looked to the skies. And I point. Look! Huh? Katsuki quickly moved his arm so that he can cover his mouth. Todoroki doing the same. We should probably hurry out here. Ragdoll nodded towards us and said that she would go and help other people. We nodded at her and went back. At this point, the mist was all around us. We saw someone along the way while we were trying to evacuate. He was already passed out. 2 people who were with him said that they were going to go and try to retreat themselves and took off in a different direction. That's weird. Shouldn't they have gone in the same direction as us? It doesn't matter. We got lost them in the fog anyway. It's not like we could in the thing. I don't know. The poison. Todoroki looked like he was about to pick up the guy when I lifted it for him. I can carry him. You can save your strength. Thank you. I used my mist to carry the guy as we continued. Can't you, like, counter this? It's like mist too, isn't it? Katsuki, mist plus mist does not equal a counterattack. It just equals more mist. Yeah, but you're both mist. Can't you just, like, cancel it out or move it or shift it away? What am I, a piece of paper? No! Katsuki and me started to bicker a little bit while Todoroki seemed to roll his eyes. The point is, we should probably get out of here very fast. I looked and I saw, look, there's a blind spot over there from where the mist is headed. We should probably head that way. We could probably recollect our things and then see if we can find a better route from there. I agree. We head to the blind spot as we continue running when suddenly we ran into a bit of trouble. There was a guy in a black jumpsuit with some red on it, and there was a hand and some blood. Oh, crap. Wait. Who was the group in front of us? Wait, were we going backwards? I thought we were trying to leave. Tokoyami and Shoji, I think. Shoji, guys, is the one with 6 arms. I don't know if there's anyone who's watching who doesn't know who Shoji is, but it's the one in class with 6 arms. Anyways. Wait. Does that mean... I look at Katsuki. Katsuki wasn't looking at me. He still looked at the situation. Looked at Todoroki, and Todoroki was looking at me. And then looked back at the situation as well with me. Flesh. Oh, flesh. No. Need to work. Can't. Need to work. Show me flesh. The villain started chanting and turned around and looked at us. We can't fight, right? It made me think back. Oh, crap. Mr. Aizawa said that we couldn't fight. Or anything like that. I wish I was listening to more what he said. Oh, crap. Luckily for us, in convenient timing, a voice message started to go through. I'm guessing it was one of the Pussycat's quirks. Mr. Aizawa was allowing us to fight. Well, that's new. I wonder why he's allowing us to fight. Is it that bad of a situation? Could it be a target reason? I don't know. I head forward, and as I was about to fight along with Katsuki and Todoroki, another voice message came through. They were after Katsuki? She said they were after someone named Kachan, meaning Izuku is the one who gave the message. Because nobody else calls him Kachan. Wait, how does Izuku know this? Izuku was in a fight. That's the only way he could have known. He was in a fight with one of these villains. He won and came back. How did he get into a fight if he was with the rest of the group? Unless he was going after somebody. Wait, where's Kota right now? Oh god. That might have been who... No, I don't have time to think about that. Right now they're after Katsuki and there's a villain right in front of us. I looked forward. Katsuki then started to lunge forward and said he could take care of himself. Yeah, right! I quickly cover him in my mist and pull him back and push him into a corner. What the? Why? No! I look back at where Katsuki was at. They're after you, so you stay back! I say, landing a very powerful blow on the villain by dodging all of his attacks. Looks like his quirk was he could manipulate his teeth, grow at an awesome rate, and yada yada yada. Wonder if it breaks off, or he can just shrink it back. I have no idea. But the point was, that seemed like what his quirk was so far. After landing a good hit, I launch myself backwards to not get hit again, and Todoroki releases a gigantic blast of ice to shield us for a little bit. The villain started to come at us more as me and Todoroki tried to fend him off, protecting Katsuki. Katsuki, still trying to get out of my mist, was trying so hard so he can fight along with us. Katsuki, I know, is going to be mad at me like hell for later, but still. I wanted to make sure he was okay. I can't believe they're after Katsuki. Why are they after Katsuki? After defending for a little bit, Katsuki starts to open suggestions as well as yelling. Just like, why can't we just take it out in one go? Just let me go. I can take it out in one go. You're going to start a forest fire. Todoroki starts to put in his input with what Katsuki was saying, both of them now bickering about what to do with the situation. And I start to bicker along with them. Can we just focus on the thing at hand here? We started to attack a little bit more as the villain started to come at us with even more teeth. I quickly dodge a bunch of his teeth by doing some simple acrobatics, nothing too fancy, just a couple of flips in midair, and just a couple of dodges, a maneuver. I had to balance on one of his teeth by doing a quick jump over, but other than that, got past his teeth and did a roundhouse kick onto his head, straight into the ground, which, by the way, he was not on the ground, he was floating pretty high in the air, straight into the ground, breaking all of his teeth that he had there, only to have it grow back in a little bit, but I gave him about 2 more kicks after that, after he was already down on the ground, and headed back, by jumping back to flee, just in case. He started to lift himself back up again, as he started to charge for us again. Todoroki then put an even bigger amount of ice out, when Katsuki finally broke out of my mist, chamber. He lunged forward as I had to try to pull him back and landed a pretty okay explosion on the villain without getting too big. Me and Todoroki tried to pull him back, saying, "You're crazy! If that explosion set anything on fire, imagine what would happen around here! It would make the situation worse!" The both of us yelled, almost in unison, but Todoroki said a few different words than what I was saying. Just a little difference. I mean, it was a long sentence. Oh well. After Katsuki was pulled back and Todoroki put an even bigger ice shield next to us so we can talk better, we started to back up a little bit as we started to talk strategy. Well, I wish we could leave, but that mist cloud is behind us and we'll just get caught in the mist again. And then past that, we can't fight very much because we have we have to take care of that person, which I luckily put into a safe corner. I hope he's okay. Based off what we have right now, I don't know. We started to mumble to each other based off of strategy as we continued to argue with Katsuki, who kept trying to do crazy and insane things. When suddenly we heard a very, 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 very familiar voice yelling, "There, I see the ice! Go that way!" Wait. I recognize that voice. I recognize the voice of the brother that I'm about to beat the living crap out of because I know he was in a fight. Because that's the only way he would have known about Katsuki. Oh, my darling brother is coming to go see where we're at. Thank goodness I was kind of inching towards fighting him. Anywho. I suddenly see Izuku on top of Shoji as they run towards our way, screaming, "We need light! We need light!" What does that mean? Holy crap, what the heck is that? Tokoyami? He slammed his hand on where the, villain was, and started to attack the villain for a little bit. Well, we have a couple minutes before the villain gets destroyed by Tokoyami, so as those seconds are happening, Izuku and Shoji come towards us and then stop in front of us to talk a little bit. I look at Izuku. Uku? Lion! Thank gosh you're okay. What's with that look? What's with all the injuries? It was Kota, wasn't it? How did you... It's kind of obvious. The only way you would have known about Katsuki... How did you know I gave that... She said Katchan. Pay attention. The only way you could have delivered that message is if you got into a battle with a villain, and a villain leaked some information. You fought in a battle, and that makes no sense. You're not in the field with us. You didn't even get to go. You were last to go compared to everyone else. So how did my darling little bro know about this without fighting a villain? In the meantime, Tokoyami was starting to started to finish up his little battle thing, and I looked at Todoroki and I looked to Katsuki. Toto, Katsuki, do me a favor and take care of the situation. I pulled Izuku off of Shoji and pushed him into a bush. We'll be right back. Now, if the whole country did not hear me, the whole world probably did. Because I think I was screaming so loud at Izuku that wherever in the world All Might must have been, he probably got shivers down his spine. And we were, like, really far away from where they were at. Knowing how loud I was screaming, there was probably aliens being like, what's going on with Earth? I don't know, something weird's happening to Earth right now. I was yelling at the top of my lungs at Uku for every single inch of injury that happened to him. What did I tell you? I'm sorry. I didn't. Let's just say the fight went on for a while. After a good 15 to 16 minutes, probably a lot less, I shoved Izuku out of the bush and lightly hovered him on top of Shoji. Okay, we finished having our little mini chat. Now, let's go see if we can find any other people before heading back to where we were supposed to go to. I say with a really creepy smile on my face. As anyone could tell, I was horribly upset. I went next to Katsuki as Todoroki and Katsuki looked at me. Let's keep going. Okay. Jeez. All the boys started to look, turn away, and continue to walk. Not even a few seconds later, we heard some girls yelling. That sounds like Uraraka and Sue. Are they in trouble? We should probably hurry. Yeah. We start to run over to where we hear the noise to see a villain retreating, and Uraraka and Sue right there staring at the villain. Hey! Izuku suddenly says. The villain turns around, looks at Izuku for a minute, and then continues to run off. Uraraka at this point was bleeding. At this given second in time, the Katsuki I was standing right next to suddenly wasn't there anymore. I looked to my side to notice that Katsuki? Only to see that... Where was I? Next thing I noticed, everything was really blue. And not the good kind of blue. Like, it's blue. But I don't remember being in something blue. Suddenly the floor was not flat anymore, and it was kind of in-shaped. I started to slide down when suddenly I looked outside to see I was no longer standing right behind Todoroki. Instead, I was really high up compared to where Todoroki was at. I saw Izuku turn around when I was then shoved around a bit. Third-person point of view. Mr. Compress was showing off his prize to the now aware 1A students. Izuku, Shoji, Todoroki, the extra kid that was there in the background that I now had lost control of carrying, Uraraka, and Sue, and Tokoyami. Mr. Compress started to talk for a little bit about how he got the prize that he wanted, but then Izuku yelled, "No! God dang it! Give him back, you bastard!" By the way, guys, in the actual anime, he says the word bastard. If you think I'm lying, go check it out. He actually said the word bastard, so I'm in the clear. I was so shocked when I was watching. I was like, wait, did Izuku just say... It shocked the heck out of me, but oh well. The baby cursed! No! But anyway. Suddenly, Todoroki shot a gigantic blast of ice as Mr. Compressed then showed 3 new blue marble-like balls. And I'll be taking the bird friend of yours along with me. He seems rather useful. Based off of what we have just seen. He'll make a great Nomu, maybe. Izuku started to get really upset, trying to think of a plan as fast as humanly possible. As this was going on, as they were slightly flying away, as Compress was slightly flying away, I guess you can call it, they all started to run after him. When he was starting to get too far out of seeing, Izuku had an idea. He bandaged up his arm with a couple of sticks and stuff and something like that. And with Todoroki, Shoji, and, you know, the people that were there, they all started to come together and try to make it to where they were, you know, where Mr. Compress was at. Uraraka made Izuku, Shoji, and Todoroki float, as Sue threw them really high into the air to follow Mr. Compress. From there, Izuku, Shoji, and Todoroki managed to land a very powerful attack on the back of Mr. Compress, throwing him straight into the ground next to the other villains that were there at the moment, which happened to be 3. As you guys know, it's Toga, Dabi, and Twice. Well, the villains started to attack the 3, like, really, really hard, Toga came after Izuku, Dabi came after all three of them, and twice went after Todoroki. Shoji went to go help Izuku, but then Dabi went to go talk to Mr. Compress, which is where Katsuki and Wyan were currently at. By the way, guys, just picture a floating mango, like, above this entire scene, just observing and supervising, considering that's literally what it is for me, just recording and trying to stalk the situation. Just thought that was kind of funny image. It was just like a floating mango just watching the situation and recording it instead of actually trying to help. Anywho, moving on. Did you get Bakugo? Dabi said to Mr. Compress. And that Wyan kid. Of course I did, he said, reaching into his pocket. Shoji then opened his mouth and said, "We're good. We got this. Sorry, we got it. Let's go." I'm not sure what your quirk is. As he looked to Mr. Compress, he showed that he had three of the. I'm sorry, guys. He had three of those little marble ball things, which were supposedly Wyan, Katsuki, and, well, Tokoyami. Sorry, I forgot the name for a second there, guys. I was just like, what was it? Izuku started to look overjoyed with happiness, but all of them got close to each other when Anomu blocked their way when a portal appeared in front of them. Kurogiri? The three of them started to get panicky when Mr. Compress looked at Dabi. The villain started to say goodbye and leave the area. As Mr. Compress looked at Dabi and told him, "Don't worry. I have all three of them. I switched the pockets when they weren't looking. Allow me to explain. This is a basic form of magic. I simply hid the real ones in a place you'll never see." He then opened his mouth and showed all three of them there. The ones that they had were just clumps of ice from Todoroki. They truly did not have the three. He took out the marbles from his mouth and showed them so proudly as they started to escape through the portal. Suddenly, a laser beam hit the other guy in the face. He let go of the marbles as Todoroki and Shoji started to jump forward to catch them. Shoji caught his marble. Todoroki missed the other two that were there. Dabi then held both marbles and released them from what they were. Todoroki fell to the side, and Izuku couldn't reach him either. Katsuki and Wyan were now back. Dabi wrapped his arms around Katsuki and Wyan's neck. "Looks like you lost, little heroes." Uku? Deku. Katsuki and me both looked at Izuku running towards us. I looked behind me to see the portal. "Wait, no, don't come, Uku!" I didn't want him to be captured with us. Well, by the way, Wyan's point of view. Next to me, Katsuki also said, Don't come, Deku." Both of us were sucked into the portal. Izuku was left there outside the portal as the portal began to close. As I was sucked in with Katsuki into the portal, we at first just made it in there, but then things became very dark. I felt myself hit the ground, but I couldn't hear anything. I heard a muffled whine, though. I think that was Katsuki. Later, I woke up. I woke up to cold. Wherever I was really cold. I seemed to be on a table. There was a man next to me. Ah, I see you're awake. Yes, she is, he said to himself. I looked for a second, not being able to comprehend what's happening. Well, I was told when you woke up. No, I wasn't. To let you go and just make sure the chains stay on you. Come on. He took out this needle that was inside me? Did I get injected with something? He looked at my face and then looked back at the needle. Oh, don't worry, we were just taking a sample from you. No, we weren't. As I was released? I don't know. Suddenly, I was able to move. I moved my hands forward, but then, like magnets, the two things that were around my arms, I'm guessing handcuffs, magnetized together, slamming into each other, and suddenly my hands were in a new form of handcuffs I've never seen before. Well, that's new. I tried to use my quirk, but... you can't use your quirk, can't you? Maybe she can, we don't know. Those, I heard, were specifically made for someone like you. It'll make sense later, I promise. No, we can't promise anything like that. He kept talking to himself weird, like as if he was two different people in one. He grabbed my arm and started pulling me out. What are you? And I got yanked and pushed forward. I brought her, unfortunately. I looked forward, chains still handcuffed, and stared out. Okay, let's navigate this. There's Katsuki right there. Katsuki! I looked at Katsuki and yelled out. I yelled out to him. Katsuki! Are you okay? He was completely handcuffed. Luckily, his mouth wasn't handcuffs. Luckily, his mouth wasn't covered, so he was able to respond. Wyan! She's awake! I got pulled by another blonde-haired person. She was a girl this time, and pulled me onto, I'm guessing, a bar counter? I don't know. I was pushed to sit onto the bar counter, instead of actually on a regular chair, until I was shoved off by a mist creature. Toga, please keep the prisoner off of my bar. Sorry, Kyugiwi. Oh my gosh! I saw your brother. Ooh, he was amazing. Ooh, and you're also amazing too. Do you guys have the same blood? Ooh, you would be so pretty if you bled. Toga, you're not allowed to touch her, said another person who was next to me. I looked to see another person, this time with blackish hair and blue eyes, and a lot of creepy scars. Oh, God. What is the situation? Before I could even react, they started continuing to talk to Katsuki. This is bad. The girl that was next to me started to take a knife out. Can I take a sample? Just a small sample. We already have a sample. The other one started to argue. They're arguing with each other. Okay, maybe I can take this opportunity to... I quickly kicked Toga in the face. Sorry, I didn't know that. I'm not supposed to know their names. I quickly kicked the blonde-haired person in the face, and then used my other leg to kick the other guy that was next to me in the face. I push myself back and try to slam my handcuffs into the wall to break them, but that didn't work. Damn it! I look out. No need to be feisty. Sorry. That was the wrong voice. No need to be feisty. You're gonna get your turn to be talked to, too. We just want you here for right now. You're gonna let me and him go now! I yell. Ryan, don't be reckless! Really? I'm the reckless one right now? Really? I don't acknowledge what Katsuki says, and I continue to look out. I really don't want to get my hands dirty right now. Just sit calmly and behave. Now, we should really talk. What is there to talk about? I think in my head. I was pushed back to where Toga was at. That hurt, you know. I was grudging it earlier, but actually, you can take a blood sample. Really? I'm sure they won't mind if she has at least one cut. Besides, I'll keep her quiet for a little bit. I looked back to where the villains were. After getting shoved back to where the girl was at, as she was about to take out a knife, I quickly kicked her hand away from me. She won't stop kicking! Do I need to hold her down? Well, that seems a lot more than necessary. But I have an idea. Hold her legs. That started to creep me out. That does not sound good. I continued to kick more, and I managed to bonk one of the villains on the head with the handcuffs. Not knocking them out cold, but definitely made them fall into the ground. Ow! Oh, that's it. Now, we don't want to use any unnecessary violence. Suddenly, my feet were handcuffed together. Great! Now I can't use my feet properly. I was thrown into the wall next to where Katsuki was at. At least I got a couple of good hits in. What the heck are you thinking? Fighting back? I don't see you doing much. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. He started to talk to us, like as if we were old pals of his, and it was just weird. Anywho, now that you're restrained properly, let's talk about why we brought you here. He looks at me, don't have a choice, but you do. Now I'll ask you, Katsuki Bakugo, would you like to join the gang? You should seriously think about it. He suddenly turned the TV on and... Mr. Aizawa? We looked at the screen and Mr. Aizawa, Principal Nezu, and one more teacher that I didn't really care enough to pay attention to, started talking about us as the other people, society, pushed them down. The main guy, his name I think was Shigaraki, started talking about how society is messed up these days. I was taken aback by the words. Wait. It made me think. I had the same ideals. I wanted to become a hero because of how twisted society has recently become. I wanted to be the one hero who stopped from all the bad heroes and stopped all the good heroes. Well, stopped all the bad heroes and stopped all the villains. I wanted to be the one hero that helped in that situation of the corrupted society. But I wanted to save people, not injure it. It was scary how similar our deals were. I gulped and looked at the ground. He went back to look at Katsuki. So I'll ask you again. Do you want to join the League of Villains? You're out of your mind. Wait, I say, still looking down. What did you mean, I don't have a choice? I looked up. Oh, you'll find that out later. We have a little bit of a surprise for you. It's not like we had a choice of bringing you here. But your friend here, he's the one that actually interested, us. What was that supposed to mean? Also, ow, pride hurts. I stared out, looking at what the scene was trying to play. The ideals that me and the villains had were similar, and I was supposed to be here? What does that mean? I get back up. It was a little hard, but I get back up anyway. Well, I wasn't really standing. I was more like somewhat about to get... It doesn't matter. Anyway. I don't know what you guys are saying, but I know for a dang heck that I'm not supposed to be here, and neither is Katsuki. We're supposed to be back in UA. So, one of the villains, the one that was with me before, I think his name was Twice. Or at least his villain code name was. I was getting pretty upset, I guess you could say. I very quickly hit him straight into the head, and he went flying straight into the wall. But you're going to let us go now, so we can go back to UA. I really was hoping she'd be quiet. Oh well. Splinter. On it. He came at me as fast as he could. Wyan! I dodged somewhat and tried to hit, but now that since my hands and legs were handcuffed, it was a lot harder to move. I did a somewhat flip to hit him in the front of the head, as he took advantage of that using a knife/sword thingy to pull my chains forward, bonking me in the head. And there I was out cold. Third person point of view. Katsuki saw Wyan's body fall to the ground and become limp again. He had saw this once before when they first entered here, as they took Wyan out to only take her to the back room, as Katsuki was shoved onto a chair and then knocked out himself. Seeing this happen again to her, though, really made him really upset. After she was knocked out, she was shoved back. There, now she'll be quiet for a little bit. About time. Now, as we properly talk to you, I think it's about time we released your chains. Are you crazy? One of the people said. He's supposed to be a guest among us, not an enemy. We're not like those stupid heroes. Let him out. I swear I work for a crazy guy. They let out Katsuki out of his, chains? Handcuffs? I don't know what you like to call it. There's something. Restrainments? Restrainments, maybe. I'm not too sure. Anywho. Katsuki explodes and gets back up from where he was at. He explodes the entirety of the room, making everyone pushed back. You're all gonna pay. Like heck, I would never join any of you. He goes to where Wyan was at. Damn it, Wyan, stay with me. Wyan? Damn it. You better only be unconscious. He started to pat her in the face a bit. He looked at the chains that were around her legs and arms. He hated the fact that he couldn't move or he couldn't fight. That entire time she was trying everything in her power to help. Even if it was a dumb thing to do. He looks back to where the villains are at. What are we gonna do? And that's where I'm ending it for today. Okay, my little mangoes, this was part 20 of the fan fiction. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys liked it. Later today, I'm probably going to post a little bit more. I don't know if you're seeing this today. I don't know if you're, today is Saturday. I don't know if you're seeing this Saturday, or I don't know if you're seeing this Sunday. Heck, you could probably be seeing this on Monday morning. I don't even know. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here on that note. There might be some stuff afterwards. I don't know if I made any side picture comment things, and I probably won't, and I probably will. I don't know. Depends on if I feel like the video is too short or too long. So, if there is, look forward to that. If there isn't, then I'm sorry, and there probably will be in the one in the next one. In the next one, I'm planning on doing maybe another first draft, and I also have a little side one for you. If you guys like more anime besides Boku no Hero, I also enjoy a few other animes that I've also made fanfiction for. And later today, I think I might post my very first, or later, either yesterday or later today. I don't know when you guys are seeing this, but I might post a certain video that I made, a certain universe that I made for another anime. I don't know, have you guys heard of Hunter x Hunter? Well, I watched it like a month ago, and I already made an entire fanfiction for it while I was watching the anime. And might I say, I think I did a pretty dang good job. So, I have a first draft made anime for Hunter x Hunter, and if I have time, I might make it. So look forward to that if you haven't already watched it, and if this came out later and after that video. But anyway, besides that point, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, stay clean, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, my little mangoes.